Okay, so this is sort of part 2 to the Crawler King axial chassis conversion thing. As you can see, there's a Crawler King in the background. Well, I thought it was anyway. This is the Crawler King's chassis frame, whatever you want to call it. There's the battery box bit. There's part of the frame. There's the wheelie bar that I used as a bumper. There's the receiver box with the servo mount. Sort of body posts. Bit of the chassis bit. Another bit of the chassis as well. Might be some other bits somewhere, but yeah, we don't need them. So anyway, just drop that. You might be thinking, so how's that like that if here's the frame in that? So I have moved it onto the chassis. Isn't the best way of doing it, but it's the only way I could sort of do it. I've got my own snorkel bit I made on there as well. Looks okay. Yeah, so as you can see, it's on the frame, and it does look wonky. It is wonky, but it works. Well, I haven't fully tested it yet because it doesn't work properly, but yeah. So I pretty much cut up the frame. So I kept the motor. There's the transmission. Just cut around the transmission, and I bolted it to the frame really. That's pretty much it. So there's a screw there. I've put spacers in just because the Crawler King chassis was thinner than the other. You can see them there, the orange bits. They're thinner than the axial chassis, so it goes inside. But you have to put. So it's worked. Anyway, so yeah, there's a screw there that holds the transmission bit in place. So one goes into there, and then another one just sort of goes into a hole. It looks a bit wonky. It looks fine. Yeah, it's fine anyway. That just bolts in. I've got another bolt on the end, so it holds it all together. It's really sturdy. The shocks are just stiff, but it's the Crawler King. It's always stiff. It's fine. It's proper. Like, they are now one together. Put that bit on. I don't know if I'm keeping that there, but it's like a roll bar type of thing for the motor, protects it a bit. So I've seen all the frame before, so there's battery plate up front. I have got all the electronics in as well. The servo is down here, and it's going to be mounted on the axle because before it was mounted, it would have been there on the old Crawler King chassis. So there, it's going to go there. I've ordered a part which is for the Crawler King, but it's the same platform type of things there still. So it's a metal part that goes in here. The servo connects to it because it isn't really made by any manufacturers. It's an aftermarket type of part. So it'll go on the front axle, and then I'll have to figure out something for the steering link, but it shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully. With the shocks, I'm leaving the shocks how they are at the minute because they're fine, I think. But when I've got that mounted, I'll see how high that goes up and pushing it down if it goes into the hole or whatever. And then I've got some parts as well that are on the way, and I've got some at the minute to put on it. So let's have a look at the parts now. Okay, so the part I've got is the part number there. Yeah, they can see that really well. So it's just that bumper. It's the plastic one that's like on the deadbolt, and a couple of the other ones. So it's not going to be super strong, but it is going to be still strong because it's an axial bumper. So that will go on the front of the truck there, which will mount up in a second. And I haven't got a rear bumper because they didn't have one in stock, so I don't need a bumper yet anyway. And also, I'm not sure I'm going to mount the body because the body holes on this are further apart than the axle ones are about here. So I might do magnets off my drift car, try that for the meantime, and maybe get another shell. I also got this part as well, but this is for the drift car, but I might as well show it here. I might do another video just showing this quickly and installing it. That's a fast track bumper, well, not bumper, intercooler with mounts. That was £2 something, so why not? This was £16.78 or something like that, so it isn't too bad, and it comes with the shackle things, whatever you want to call them as well. So I'm going to open this up now and start installing it. Okay, so I've just loosened the bumper bit and it slipped right out, whatever you want to call that. open up the bag. Should be able to rip it. And I've destroyed that bag. So we've got parts tray, the bumpers sort of came off. There we go. Need to trim it down quickly, but I think I might be able to mount a winch on here to drill some holes in it maybe, but I'm not sure yet. Let's go trim all these little bits off quickly and then we'll be back. Okay, so we fit the bumper on. I just had to figure out which way all the screws went, and that. I've still got some extra pieces. I don't have a clue what these are for, and I've got 2 extra screws. But there's the bumper on now. Put the body on. I don't know how this is going to all sit. It's going to be quite good actually. Lines up really well. So it can sit that there, or it would just be above it. It's not going to be in the way of it at all, because the wheelbase is still going to be like that. So it's good. So yeah, the next update to part 3 will be installing the front piece, so the servo mount, and then whatever other pieces I get, or ideas of mounting the body and all that. So till next time guys, see ya.